Hey, friend. Welcome to Purpose Unlocked, the space where dreamers, doers, and changemakers like you come to build legacies that truly matter. I'm Christy Smith, your anti cookie cutter coach, sustainable legacy builder, and author of The Intuitive Entrepreneur. And around here, we do things differently. If you've ever felt that quiet pull for more purpose, more freedom, more impact, you're in the right place. Every week, we'll have real, unfiltered conversations about what it takes to build a purpose driven business and a life that actually feels good. You'll hear stories, strategies, and mindset shifts from visionaries who are redefining success in their own way, authentically, intentionally, and unapologetically. Because this isn't just about growing a business, it's about creating a legacy that lasts. So take a deep breath, grab your coffee, and let's unlock your purpose together. I want you to imagine October with me for a moment. Picture yourself standing in a park, the air crisp, the scent of wood smoke lingering. The trees around you are ablaze, gold, crimson, amber, each one in its final performance before winter. And then, just as you're admiring the beauty, a single leaf detaches, spirals downward, and lands softly at your feet. The tree doesn't panic. It doesn't cling. It doesn't call this moment a failure. It simply lets go. And as I watch this happen day after day, I can't help but ask, what if our businesses work the same way? What if we trusted the cycle of release instead of resisting it? Now, I'll be honest with you, I've been guilty of holding on way too long. Years ago, I created a coaching program that I poured my heart into. For a season, it thrived. Clients signed up, results came, money flowed. But then something shifted. Each time I marketed it, my excitement dimmed. Each time I delivered it, I felt drained. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't alive anymore. But I held on for months. Why? Because it had once worked, because people knew me for it, because I was scared of what it would mean to admit that it was time to let go. And here's the truth that I had to face. The longer I clung to that program, the more it held me back from what wanted to emerge. When I finally released it, when I finally said, it's okay to let this leaf fall, everything shifted. Within weeks, I designed a new offering that lit me up. It aligned with who I was becoming, not who I had been. And wouldn't you know, it became one of the most successful programs I've ever launched. That moment taught me something. October has been whispering all along. Letting go isn't weakness. It's the most strategic move you can make. And you know what? I'm not the only one who's learned this. Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, started out selling fax machines door to door. She tried idea after idea, most of which went nowhere. At one point, she even pursued stand-up comedy. But what made her extraordinary wasn't that she struck gold right away. It was that she knew when to let go. She didn't force herself to keep selling fax machines forever. She didn't cling to the dream of comedy when it wasn't working. She composted each ending, learned from it, and moved on. That cycle of release is what eventually led her to Spanx, a billion-dollar idea that changed everything. Her story reminds us sometimes the thing we're scared to release is the exact thing standing in the way of our breakthrough. So, why do we resist release? I think it's three things. The first one is a fear of failure. We think letting go means admitting we're wrong. Number two is attachment to identity. We've built our brand, our reputation, our ego around this one thing. Letting it go feels like we're losing ourselves. Number three is fear of the unknown. If I let this go, what's next? Will anything come to replace it? And yet, every entrepreneur I know who has grown sustainably has had to face these exact crossroads. The moment when they say, I can't carry this into my next season, it's time to release. This even happened to Steve Jobs. When he returned to Apple in the late 1990s, the company was drowning in products. Printers, cameras, dozens of computer models. Jobs came in and did something radical. He slashed the product line down to just 4. He let go of the excess to focus on what matters. That ruthless pruning, like a tree in October, saved the company. Out of that release came the iMac, the iPod, and eventually the iPhone. The world-changing innovations only came after letting go. And let me tell you about a client of mine. We'll call her Maya for this podcast. She had an online course she had poured 2 years into. She kept running it because she had invested so much time. But each launch felt heavier and less aligned. Through our coaching, she admitted something she had been afraid to say out loud. She didn't even want to teach that material anymore. It wasn't her passion. So she released it. Scary? Of course. But in the space it left behind, she created something brand new. A coaching circle that felt aligned with her evolving values. Within 3 months, it became her main revenue stream and filled her with joy. That's the power of letting go, Rebel. Letting go is not a death sentence. It's a strategy. Nature models this everywhere. Leaves fall, seeds die, the earth rests. And every single time, it's not the end. It's the preparation for a new beginning. So why do we think business should be any different? Why do we punish ourselves for needing to release? I want you to start seeing release as compost. Whatever you let go of becomes nourishment for what's next. So here's what I want you to sit with this week. First reflection question is, what's one project, offer, or story that feels heavy in your business right now? Number 2, if you're honest, is it still alive? Or are you just clinging because you're afraid to let it go? And number 3, what might become possible if you had the courage to release it? Rebel, October invites us to let go. Not in panic, not in shame, not in defeat, but in trust. So here's my invitation to you. Take one small step of release this week. Archive the program that drains you. Say no to the collaboration that doesn't align. Release the shoulds that weigh heavy on your spirit. And if you're feeling brave, share it with me. DM me, send me an email. Let me celebrate your release with you. Because you're not walking into this descent alone. Remember, you don't need to burn out. You can burn with purpose. And as October reminds us, The descent is never the end. It's the beginning of something deeper, wilder, and more true. Thank you for tuning in to Purpose Unlocked. I'm so glad you're here, truly. Every time you press play, you're choosing to invest in your growth, your purpose, and the legacy you're meant to create. That matters. If something in today's episode resonated, take a moment to share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because when one of us rises, we all rise. And if you haven't already, hit follow, leave a review, or share your biggest takeaway on social. I love hearing what's landing for you. Remember, you weren't made to blend in. You were made to lead, to create, and to build something that lasts. So take what you've learned today, trust your intuition, and go make bold moves towards your purpose. I'm Christy Smith, your anti-cookie cutter coach and sustainable legacy builder, reminding you that your dream isn't just possible, it's waiting for you to claim it. Let's keep unlocking purpose together.